Today we're going to be going over 10 affordable clone fragrances that really could make the original completely obsolete. If you don't want to put up all that cash, the good news is you just don't have to. Clones are better than they've ever been. There have been some major improvements just within the past couple of years alone. So these are going to be much lighter on the wallet relative to the original. Some of these clones are around $20, some maybe a little bit more, but they're all significantly cheaper than the real deal. I'll drop links to everything down below. As always, you can't really go out and buy this stuff at retail or in retail locations in person, so you really have to kind of shop online for these, so I'll make it really easy for you. This first one is Maison Azrae. It's Legacy. Might be a little bit off there on the brand name pronunciation, Azrar, but that's about as good as it's probably going to get. This one's great. It's a real nice heavy bottle. If you've had any of these from the brand within this lineup here, really impressive presentation. Now this is actually a clone of a pretty popular niche fragrance right now called Blue Talisman, and it's a really unique kind of fruity, fresh, but also kind of woody style of scent. So you're going to get some pear, some orange blossom, ginger, a bit of bergamot in there as well. Some musk, amber later on, a little bit floral, sweet, fruity, bright. Smells really nice, really unique blend here of a bunch of different notes that on paper might not seem all that fitting, at least compared to what you're used to seeing, but they all come together and work really well. This is going to be for the guy who wants something a bit unique, a bit of a different wearing experience. That vanilla mixed with kind of the bergamot, the pear, that musk, the amber, everything coming together works really well, and it gives you a supreme level of versatility. So this is one that you could wear when it's a bit warmer outside. You could also wear it kind of into the cooler months as well, and especially fall. In my opinion, this type of scent would be perfect for fall when you have high temperatures, you know, when it's a little bit warm, kind of sunny. But then the lows in the morning and evening, it gets a bit cooler out as well. This has the complexity and the richness to kind of go with those temperature fluctuations, which I really like. So this one's going to come in at about $60. Yeah, this is not going to be one of the cheapest clones that we're going to be talking about today. However, especially when you factor in price per milliliter, it is much more affordable than the real deal. It's an eau de parfum concentration, but it is still very strong. No issues with performance on this one at all. It's a great quality clone. Really, really enjoy this one a lot. So we're going to go switch things up, go on the cheaper side of things with Lattafa Assad. $20, and it gets you Dior Sauvage Elixir, basically, about as close as you can get to Sauvage Elixir. There are a few other clones out there as well from, you know, Fragrance World, and I think there might be another one from Lattafa as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know sometimes clone brands will kind of have a bit of a redundancy factor going on, and some clone brands also branch off and make sub-brands as well, so you can kind of really get down the rabbit hole. But again, about 20 bucks will get you this one, and it is phenomenal. It is so close. It has that nice, smooth, creamy sandalwood mixed with all of the warm spices, the cardamom, the licorice, all of that stuff off the top, the cinnamon. It's Sauvage Elixir, and it's impressive how close it is, to the point where those of you who have bought Sauvage Elixir and then you either buy this or smell this from, you know, trying it out, I mean, you kind of start to think, man, maybe I made a mistake spending that much money on the real deal. For a lot of us, it makes sense. We want to own that original piece, but sometimes if you just want to save some money and you want to stretch that dollar further, 20 bucks, and I mean, think of all the other clones or other fragrances in general you could get with that savings. That leaves basically $140 left over just by getting this instead of Sauvage Elixir. So definitely an option for you. Afnan Tarathi Brown, wonderful YSL Tuxedo clone. For whatever reason, and I've talked about it before, there are so many YSL Tuxedo clones, and it's just kind of strange because I've never really viewed Tuxedo to be all that popular. It is a well-known scent, don't get me wrong, but it's not a Creed Aventus, it's not a Baccarat Rouge, it's not you know, a Dior Sauvage or anything like that. It's not quite as popular as those, at least in my opinion. Just looking at overall data points, it just doesn't look that way. But yet it has been cloned a countless number of times. And so the options are pretty much limitless, and you could go for whichever your favorite is. Tarathy Brown is one of my go-tos when I want something that is really, really close. If I want something with a twist, Mustache Eau de Parfum by Rokas would be one that I would go for as well. But again, this video is more about clones, getting as accurate as you possibly can. And so for me, Tarathy Brown is the one that I usually go for in that circumstance. It's usually, I don't know, somewhere in that $30 range or so. And so you can maybe get some other clones that are a bit cheaper. But to me, this one is worth the money. It's worth the splurge because it is not only really high quality and really accurate, but great performing as well. This next one is Barouge Perlador. It's actually a clone of Parfums de Marly Carlisle. So I love PDM Carlisle. It's one of my favorites from the brand. It's one that I took a while to get just because the price point kind of scared me off. You could usually get Leighton and Sedley, Percival, and all of the others for $200 or less at one point consistently. This was several years back. And then Carlisle was always more expensive, up over $250 or so generally, I believe is kind of where it usually sat. And so I was a little bit hesitant on it, not fully sure if it was something that I was going to like. Finally pulled the trigger on it as I was just wanting to kind of get closer to completing my Parfums de Marly collection, and what do you know, ended up falling in love with the scent off the first sniff. And over the years now, there have been a few clones of it. This is one. This is, I think, about the only one that I have. I know there are more out there. This one has kind of fit my needs. It gets me incredibly close, and that's good enough for me. Another clone that's a little bit more expensive. Now, again, this is all relative. Compared to Carlisle, it is still much more affordable, but this is not a $20 cheapie here. This is, you know, somewhere around $50 or $60 as well, usually. So a little bit more money, but you're getting, yet again, something with incredible quality, just about 100% accuracy, and yet another amazing performer. Carlisle is a great performer, and this one is too. It's got that vanilla, it has that patchouli, it has that smooth, sweet creaminess with just a hint of that smokiness as well. It's a DNA that is wonderful, great for wintertime. Speaking of, I don't know, fall and winter, just cooler times of the year in general, we have Armoff Club de Nuit Untold. Man, do you remember how popular this one was when it first launched? So popular because it's a clone of Baccarat Rouge 540. The weird thing is this is nowhere near the first Baccarat Rouge 540 clone that we got. So, you know, Armoff was a little bit late to the party on this one. There had been so many other clones already, and Baccarat Rouge 540 was kind of past its big hype phase. I mean, it's still popular and still was when they released this, but it was beyond, it was past its peak at this point when this released, but yet it was still an immediate hit. I mean, selling out everywhere, couldn't get it, $60, you know, 100 ml, maybe even $70, I think at one point. Yeah, people were trying to get this stuff left and right. It is more than settled down now, usually around $50 or a little bit less. I've seen it. You can get giant 200 ml bottles for a great price as well if you ever think you're going to use anywhere near that much. I know I never would because this stuff is really strong. A couple sprays, usually in most circumstances, is plenty. And you know, a 105 ml bottle like this would probably last you a long time. Basically has this light, woody, transparent smell. I probably don't need to describe Baccarat Rouge 540 EDP, so I'm not going to get into it, but just know that it is maybe not what everybody would expect. It got so unbelievably popular that I think a lot of people were really surprised when they tried it for the first time at just how different it was, and probably not at all what some people were expecting. I know for me, as much as I heard it described, it still caught me a bit off guard. So be cautious. Don't blind buy a real bottle of Baccarat Rouge 540. I mean, don't blind buy a fake bottle either, but don't blind buy BR 540. Sample it first, or even better yet, just buy a clone because the sample isn't going to be cheap either. This next one is Amber Oud Exclusive Blue by, Amber Oud, I suppose. This one in particular is a clone of Parfums de Marly Leighton. So you might be misled. I mean, Leighton itself, the bottle is blue. It's not a blue scent. The bottle on this one is a bluish color, but it's called blue, and People might think, oh, it's a Bleu de Chanel clone or a a Sauvage clone or Elysium clone. Nope, couldn't be further from that. It is Leighton to a T. Now, you guys know I love Al Haramain Detour Noir, and I still do. Just featured it recently. Usually about 20 bucks for that one as well, okay? And it is very close. If you want something that is of better quality and does perform a little bit better, for about double that price, you can get Amber Oud Exclusive Blue, and you'll have a product that kind of does exceed a lot of what Detour Noir does. And I say this still to say that Detour Noir is great. If you have it, you're good. You don't need to buy this. But if you're in the market for a Leighton clone and you want probably arguably about the best one that you could get that money could buy, it would be this one. You know, maybe there are some clones out there for 80 or 90 bucks, but that defeats the purpose. I'm not going there. You know, for the price that this one comes in at, it is still more than reasonable compared to the price of Leighton. And it is, again, premium quality, a great performer, very, very accurate as well. This next one is a Fragrance World Armani Code Absolute. I mean, they even nailed that I don't know, light gold color. What do you even call that? Like a champagne color. I mean, you can't even see it, first of all. Here we go. Yeah, they nailed that. Armani Code Absolute. Pretty much the same exact champagne light color there. So, yeah, obviously Armani Code Absolute clone. It's got that vanilla Tonka deal going on that Code Absolute had, but, you know, is no longer in production. Hasn't been for a long time now, which is just, it was a weird one that they discontinued, but it looks as though they brought it back in the new code. I just haven't bought that one yet, and so I can't speak to that personally. Armani Code Profumo, Armani Code Absolute, two of the best Armani Code fragrances, both equally amazing for fall and winter time, both also discontinued. So, you know, this one here, again, obviously Code Absolute clone, nice mandarin orange off the top too, just like in the real deal. This one gets you so close, powdery, a bit fruity off the top, creamy, sweet, delicious, gourmand leaning scent for fall and winter time. And it's one that you can actually purchase, and it's affordable as well. Let's go for Rue Broca. This one is Touche. I don't know if you can see it or not. It says it right on there. This is a clone of Ultra Male by Jean Paul Gaultier. You know, usually a $100 scent pretty much all day long on all of the major discounters. So definitely not the most affordable thing, but been out for years, very well known. There are a few other clones as well. You've got Afnan 9 PM, which is around $30, been around for a long time. Well-respected Ultra Male clone. I love it. I think it's great. Again, there are many options you can go with, many roads to take. This is one that is less known about, so I figured I'd toss this one in. Still get you that pear, that vanilla, that cinnamon, the lavender, tonka bean. It's Ultra Male to a T pretty much, about as close as you can get. And if I had to choose a favorite between this and 9 PM, it's kind of splitting hairs. It's a toss-up, you know. I would kind of say maybe buy it based off of which bottle you like better. For some, that'll probably be 9 PM. That bottle looks a little bit more designer-ish, a little bit more normal. This one kind of has a little bit of that clone look to it. Not the worst I've seen, but nonetheless, still maybe something a bit different. You can't go wrong with either version. This next one is Fragrance World Imperium. This is a Elysium clone, obviously. I mean, they don't make it any more clear. They do not try to hide it in this instance here. The cap, the coloration, the gradient, even somewhat the name, everything. It has Elysium written all over it, and the key, you know, important factor is the scent, and well, they got that nailed on the head too. It's got the vetiver, the blackcurrant, the bergamot, the apple, the grapefruit. The list goes on with all of the fruits and citruses that they have. They've got all of it with that signature vetiver accord that I mentioned, and of course a nice bit of ambroxan in the base as well. It doesn't get any closer than this, really. FOMO, a Fragheads Asylum, is another great Elysium alternative. It's just, again, take your pick. Last up for this video is Laventure Intense. I prefer the Intense over the original. It's better performing and just an improvement. Of course, Creed Aventus clone, one of so many. You could go any direction. Whatever path you want to take, you got my blessing. Any clone you go for, cool. You know, it's great. They're all, for the most part, really good as long as you're, you know, getting ones that you're not overpaying for. Like, I wouldn't go out and just spend a boatload of money on a bunch of Aventus clones. You don't need to have all of them like I do. You know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You just add all those up, and now you've got a bottle of Creed Aventus price, just about. So don't do that. Pick one, maybe two, and go for it. Could be this, could be Club de Nuit Intense Man Parfum. My bias is the parfums. I would say probably grab one of those two if you want an Aventus clone. Club de Nuit Intense Man Parfum, limited edition Parfum, or the original, or this Intense version. That's just kind of where I would go. Very close to Creed Aventus. I mean, just about dead on. And honestly, I don't know if this is a parfum now that I think about it. It's intense. It doesn't say on the bottle. You might want to double check that one. Don't take my word. It performs like one. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. 10 clone fragrances that could easily replace the original. I mean, these have what it takes to smell really accurate and have great performance and just come in at a price way lower than that of the original. Links to everything will be down below. Go jump over to my community tab as well. Posting deals there all the time, every day, of rare discontinued fragrances coming into stock. Really good deals. Same thing on my mailing list at the link down below. And hey, you know, while you're at it, go follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to do this TikTok thing that everybody's obsessed with that I still don't know how to use really, but I'm trying. So if you're on TikTok, go check it out. Give me a follow. I would appreciate that because my account, you know, it doesn't look that great. I'm still trying to learn. So thanks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.